very important scale that most guitar players are familiar with or are trying to be familiar with is the pentatonic scale. 5 notes. Major pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale, and from those scales come the major blues scale and minor blues scale. Only 5 notes. But when you play any of those pentatonic scales, so where do you get those 5 notes? Well, in the case of the major pentatonic scale, well, you get those 5 notes from the major scale. You get those 5 notes from the major scale. For example, if you want to play the notes, the C major pentatonic scale, so you're gonna get your 5 notes from the C major scale, and those 5 notes are 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. You don't play 4. You don't play 7. That means in the major scale you have 7 notes. In the C major scale you have 7 notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you have the repeated octave C. So among those 7 notes, to play your major pentatonic scale, you need 5 notes. So what you do, I think I'm doing this video mostly for the beginners and intermediate students of the guitar. So okay, the notes from the C major scales, the 5 notes from the C major scale you get to play your C major pentatonic scale are 1, C, okay, 2, D, 3, E, and 5, G, and A, 6, and A, which is number 6 note, the number 6 note. Okay, let me repeat that. Okay, number 1 note in the key of C to play your C major pentatonic scale. The number 1 note is C. The number 2 note is D. The number 3 is E. The number 5 note is G, and the number 6 note is A. But one of the best ways to learn and to remember those scales is by learning and playing them in scale shapes, pentatonic scale shapes, and in positions. What I mean by scale position, since you have 5 notes in the scale, whichever note you play, whichever note is the highest when you play the scale on your guitar is the position you're playing in. For example, if you play the C major pentatonic scale, and then the highest note you play okay, maybe on the first string. If that note is E, then you're playing in position of E, and E is the number 3 note in the scale, so you're playing in position of 3, or you're playing in the 3rd position, okay, and so on and so on. If you play C, if C is the highest note you play in the scale, then you're playing in root position, and the shapes are very specific. And then when you play one shape, you know 2 shapes in one, and I will explain that one in my future videos. When you play major pentatonic scale using one shape, the same shape can be used to play the relative minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so in one shape you learn 2 shapes, the major and the relative minor. This is something I will explain in my future videos. But the shapes really, they help you memorize the scale or the scales, because they're so specific and easy to remember. And another thing, when you play the shapes, because for each note you have a shape. Okay, for each note in the scale you have a shape, a specific shape for that scale. So let's say, okay, in that case you have 5 shapes. When you play the major pentatonic scale, you have 5 shapes, one for each note. And when you play the minor pentatonic scales, you also have 5 shapes. So basically you have in total major pentatonic scales and minor pentatonic scale shapes, you have 10 shapes. But when you learn 5 shapes, right, you actually learning 10 shapes in 5. Okay, because when you play the major pentatonic scale, there's only one move you need to make to play the relative minor pentatonic scale. It's something we will go over in future videos. So we're going to learn one shape, and I know most of you probably already know the shape, but you know, one thing that as musicians we should never think we know so much that we don't have to go back and review what we have learned. You know, it is always good to, even if you know something, if you know a concept, you go back and review it, and so you can be better at it. So we're going to take this very slowly. And another thing that is very helpful, very, nice, I would say, when you play the shapes, because the shapes one shape is divided into 2 parts. You got the bottom part, and you have the lower well, you have the bottom part and the top part of the shape. So when you play one shape, let's say you're playing in the position of 6, for example, and then that's one shape. Then if you're going to play, let's say you're going to play the next shape moving up, the bottom shape, no, well, the top shape, no, the top section, the top part of the previous shape becomes the lower part of the next shape you're going to play. So that way it is easy to actually shift from one shape to another shape, to the next shape, from one position to the next position, which you will see in future videos. Let's learn one shape. We're going to learn one shape playing C major pentatonic scale. And we're going to do it very slowly so you can picture the shape yourself. Okay, this is why I'm going to tell you what fret I'm playing in, I'm using, what string and what note. Okay, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna give you the names of the notes and the frets and the strings, so you can go ahead and practice the shape yourself. And then next time we move to the next one, and then you will see how the top part of the previous one, you will see how it's going to fit the bottom part of the next one. So okay, we're going to the highest note. Remember, C major pentatonic scale. C major pentatonic scale. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. We're not playing 4, we're not playing 7. So we can play in position of root, well, we can play in root position, we can play in position of 2, second position, we can play in position of 3, third position, we can play in position of 5th, okay, or we can also play in position of 6th position. So we're going to try. So the shape that we're going to try right now, the root is going to be, I'm going to try to do this so slowly so I don't mess it up. We're going to start playing, we're going to start with C on the 3rd fret, 5th string. Okay? That's that. Then we're going to start with that. And then the highest note, which is A, the 6th note, is going to be on the 1st string. E is going to be in it's going to be in fret. It's going to be played in fret number 5, 5th fret. It's going to be A. We're going to start with C, 3rd fret, 5th string, and we're going to finish it, the shape, on the note A, on the 1st string, E, okay, and the note A on the 5th fret. Okay, Let's go slowly. And this shape is called position of 6, since the highest note we play is the 6th note of the pentatonic scale, which is A. So we're playing in position of 6. So let's start. Okay, you got to picture the shape in your head. Okay, we start with 1, which is C, and then we're gonna play 2, which is D, which is, now you move, you go to the, you start on the 3rd fret. Now you're gonna play your D on the 5th fret, 5th string. Okay, now you move on to the 4th, you move on to the 4th string, 2nd fret. You play the 3rd note, which is E, and then 3 fret above E, which is a minor 3rd, you play 5, okay, which is G. Okay, that's your scale, that's your pentatonic scale right there. Okay, actually we're not done yet, because you got 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, we're missing 1. We're missing A, which is the 6th note. Okay, so the A, which is the 6th note. Okay, I just played it on the 2nd fret and then the 3rd string. So we play. Let's do that again. Now we're gonna play. We're playing the low notes. The low notes, not the low frequency notes, not the high notes yet. So let's go back and play the pentatonic scale again, starting on the 3rd fret, 5th string, C, and then we play our D. We play our D on the 5th fret, 5th string, and then we play E, the 3rd note, on the 2nd fret, 4th string, and then 1 minor 3rd above that. We play 5. We don't play 4. We play 5, G. Okay. That, and then we move to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. We play 8, which is 6. Okay. Now we're gonna play C octave now. Okay. C octave, which is on the 5th fret, 3rd string. Okay. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to continue playing this scale, starting on the C octave we just played. Okay. On the 5th string. No. Sorry. 3rd string, 5th fret. Okay. Now we're going to go on the 3rd fret, second string to play the second note, which is D, which is D. Okay, and then on the same string, second string, we go to the fifth fret and play the E, the third note of the scale. Then now we go to the first string, which is E, third fret, and we're going to play the fifth of the scale. And then the last one on the fifth fret, fifth fret and first string, we're going to play the A, which is the highest note in the scale. A is the sixth note in the scale, so we're playing in position of 6. So we can play the entire scale, starting with our low C. Now we can even add the A on the fifth string. No, on the sixth. We can even add the A note on the fifth fret sixth string, and the G note on the third fret sixth string. Okay, then we have the complete C major pentatonic scale, position of 6. That's your C major pentatonic scale, position of 6. And then when you do that, you can even build, some chord structures by using the two parts of the scale. For example, I can go ahead and use the bottom part of the scale to play this chord. This chord can have a lot of names. It can be called G minor 7th. It can be called G minor 7 suspended 4. There are all kind of names that this chord can take. So, and then we can build another chord by using the top section, the top part of the scale, of the C major pentatonic scale, and it's going to be this one here. You see, from the scale, from the C major pentatonic scale, you are able to build two chord structures. Okay, there's the first one, build on the bottom section. Okay, and then the other structure, build on the top section of the scale. And this chord, I would call it it can be called like A minor 7 suspended 4. Yeah, you can call it A minor 11. And this one can be called G minor 11. Okay, so remember the shape. Okay, it's like remember you start on the third string, you play C, D, E, G, A, and then C, E, no, C, D. Let's start over on this one. C, D, E, G, A. Okay? And then when you play in reverse, you can add the G on the sixth string, third fret, and A on the sixth string, fifth fret, and then you can have the complete scale. Okay, next time we're going to see. Okay, let's do something. This is a position of 6. So one thing to do is to always know where the root is, and it doesn't matter how many roots you have. You got to know where they are. So what I do in this shape, I know I got the root on the third fret, fifth string. I also have the root in octave on the third string and fifth fret. I can even play them together, okay, as an interval. See? So what you need to do, if you want to get involved in this exercise, you go ahead and play the same shape up and down the neck. We started on C, right? Now you can move two frets up and then play the same shape. Starting on D, then you will have played D major pentatonic scale. Okay? You do the same thing. You keep moving up. Play the same shape. It is still position of 6, no matter where you play it, and no matter what note you start on. That shape, that particular shape, with the root on the 5th string, is position of 6, no matter where you play it on the fretboard. Okay, you can go to F. You start with F. Okay, which is F. You can start. The root is on 8th fret. 8th fret. Okay.